I got to spend part of my week at CES 2026. Thanks to Aqara for inviting me to spend time at their booth, highlighting the Aqara Forum and an early look at the new Aqara Studio software. CES is overwhelming. There's more tech than any one person could possibly cover or soak in. But as I walked the show floor, I kept seeing the same ideas show up again and again. So today I want to walk you through the top 5 themes that I identified in the connected home space this year in Vegas. Hey, I'm Robert, and Oconee Smart Homes exists to make real homes more convenient, accessible, and safe with smart home technology. We serve real customers right here in Oconee County, Georgia, but this channel is for anyone who wants to make a simpler, smarter home. Theme number 1 is a focus on outdoor living. Somewhere in our tech-filled world, there must be a collective longing to get back outside, and CES reflected this in a big way. There was a lot of technology aimed at making our outdoor spaces more connected and enjoyable. Personally, I was on the hunt for smart low-voltage landscape lighting because that's an area where I've yet to see really a compelling or mainstream solution, and it's a problem I'm trying to solve. Linkind showed me their landscape lighting as well as their pool lights, which are low voltage and have solar options as well, while Govee was highlighting their outdoor lighting, but it runs on 220 volts. If you've got a lawn to mow or a pool to clean, there was no shortage of robot options, as those outdoor bots seem to be becoming more mainstream. And surprisingly, I think I counted 3 booths promoting smart bird feeders. Apparently, this was one of the most gifted tech products of 2025. I didn't get one. Theme number 2 is invisible smart homes with spatial awareness. In my opinion, the goal of a smart home is for the technology to disappear. Apps and voice assistants are useful, but the real win is when your home automatically responds without you having to ask. Aqara leaned heavily into this idea with several announcements: new millimeter wave presence sensors, the W100 thermostat, and the S100 switch with presence detection built in, as well as the very popular U400 lock that leverages ultra wideband technology to automatically unlock the door as you approach. But it wasn't just Aqara. Xthings showed upcoming ultra wideband locks, and Signify highlighted Hue's new spatial aware feature designed to fill a room with light more naturally. The message was consistent. Your smart home wants to understand where you are and adapt around you. A quick side note before we move on. At CES, there was a lot of buzz around Aqara's products, but I kept hearing people complain about the fact that they've not been able to get their hands on the FP300 because it's not been in stock. Since presence detection is such a big part of where the smart home is headed, and because I have an extra, I'm going to give it away. I'll put the details down in the description, though it does need to be for a US viewer. Just a small way for me to say thanks for watching. Robots were everywhere at CES. Robot vacuums, lawnmowers, pool cleaning robots. Roborock and Dreamy especially had massive booths, and they weren't shy about it. Then there were the more humanoid style robots like SwitchBot's One Row. SwitchBot seems to be pushing in a direction of general robotics with their tennis assistant robot and robot pets. But One Row, kind of capturing the essence of the Jetsons' Rosie, looked impressive until it got stuck mid laundry demo, apparently due to connectivity issues. I don't know how much of that intelligence lives on the robot versus in the cloud, or how much of this is just early prototype behavior, but it does highlight an important point. As robots become more capable, local control and local intelligence matter more than ever, which leads into theme 4, artificial intelligence. AI was everywhere at CES, and it no longer feels like a buzzword to me. Companies like SwitchBot, Reolink, and TP-Link highlighted AI-powered cameras. Both SwitchBot and Reolink emphasize hubs that perform detection and inference on device. Dreo demoed their smart climate products, things like fans, heaters, air purifiers, humidifiers, all working together with AI to automate the climate in your home. They described it as turning a person's feelings into home comfort settings automatically. TP-Link told a broader story with their Air Real agent, which they're rolling out across categories, from vacuums to cameras to even their routers. And the router integration was especially interesting to me because it can essentially monitor the network, optimize QoS automatically, and even help troubleshoot connectivity issues. But Aerial is cloud-based and a subscription service, which raises valid questions around privacy, but highlight some of the compute challenges that AI is going to face for a long time. Local AI is still a struggle. Because AI requires so much compute, it's really hard to scale down locally into the home, which is why the use cases are going to be limited for a while. The last big theme I noticed at CES is the fight for your smart home. Matter adoption is growing, shaping the direction of the industry and opening interoperability between brands. That's great for consumers, but many companies are clearly building full ecosystems designed to keep you inside their platform. That's not inherently bad. A lot of people prefer the simplicity of just sticking with one brand. But AI is accelerating this trend because many of the more advanced features rely on cloud services, subscriptions, and data that doesn't easily move between ecosystems. You can see this in how companies like TP-Link are positioning Topo as a platform, not just a collection of devices. Ring continues to expand beyond cameras and security with new smart sensors and smart switches while remaining largely closed. There was little mention of Matter, but more emphasis put on launching their own app store with integrated partners. And brands like LifeSmart, who I met for the first time, intentionally targeting full ecosystem ownership in the luxury space. They make some beautiful smart switches, which do support Matter through their hub, but the underlying technology is primarily designed to work among themselves. Aqara sits somewhere in the middle. With Aqara Studio, they're offering deeper automations and high-end integrations while still offering Matter support through their hubs, which act as both Matter controllers and Matter bridges. We're closer than ever to truly smart homes. Now the question is, who gets to own the experience? CES 2026 made one thing clear. These companies aren't just fighting to sell you devices, they're now fighting to become the foundation of your smart home. And before I wrap up, a quick shout out to many of the great people that I got to meet at CES. Creators like Eric Wieslander, Reed from Smart Home Solver, and Patrick Hunt from Make Smart Matter, all genuinely nice, down to earth guys. And shout out to Al and Mark Concha, fans of this channel. Thanks so much for your encouragement. And to my many new friends at Aqara, June, Bowen, Leo, Caleb, and many others, thanks for hanging out with me. God bless you. I'll see you next time.